Hello friends, welcome to the Eerie Fairy Tales and my 12 Days of Christmas series. My name is Letty. Today we are going to do my Book of the Month unboxing and a Book of the Month check-in, going over the books that I've ordered through Book of the Month and comparing whether I've read them or not. Also, if you missed my video from yesterday, hopefully everything went according to plan. Yesterday I posted the video where I put together that little mini Christmas tree right there. I unboxed it and decorated it, so I'll link that down below. I will have a series playlist as well for that. But today we're going to do my Book of the Month unboxing. I have it right here. I just got a couple. I got one add-on. I almost dropped it. Oh, that's cute. They give us a little sticker sheet. And what does the bookmark say this time? Close to the climax, huh? I don't know about that one. So first, the add-on that I got is Breathless by Amy McCullough, and this is a thriller, and this is about a mountaineering expedition that goes wrong. This is going to be a good one to read in January. I won't be able to read it in December. My TBR is just way too full, but I'll be reading this hopefully, well, maybe January or February. I have heard mixed reviews on this, but I'm curious to see what I think about it. And then I am excited for this one. This is the main one that I picked, The Kingdom of Sweets by Erica Johansson. And this is a dark, strange, and wicked rewrite of The Nutcracker. I actually just got the audiobook through Audible, through Amazon Audible. One of the video ideas I have for my 12 Days of Christmas is decorating a gingerbread house while I listen to this book. So hopefully I'll be able to do that, and that will be coming out sometime this week or next. And now I'll just go over a few of the books that I have not read and I actually unhauled them. These books I got a little bit earlier in my subscription, and so I've since gotten a little better at picking out books I know I'm going to read. But the first one was The Attic Child by Lola J. That is historical fiction. This is about an attic in a London mansion that braids together two tales of identity and belonging. And the next one that I unhauled and did not read is Our Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong, and this is a YA fantasy. And this is a 1930s Shanghai tale of spycraft and hijinks where death is near. And the last one that I unhauled and will not be reading is Babel by R.F. Kuang or Kong. And this is a historical fantasy, or it could also be considered a dark academia. And this is an Oxford set tale about the magic of translations and the tumult of revolution. And now I have a couple books that are the Book of the Month edition, but I didn't actually get it through my subscription. I just got these elsewhere. One of them I got at Half Price Books, and the other I got at a library bookstore, so they're pretty inexpensive. The first one is Sign Here by Claudia Lux. This is a paranormal fiction, and this is about a demon who works in hell who is trying to get a promotion. It does have references to Dante, and before I read this, I am going to read Dante's Divine Comedy. And then we have Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian, and this is a fantasy, and this is a retelling of the Arthurian legend with a female lead character. Now I'll go over the other books that I have not read yet, but these were all purchased through my Book of the Month subscription. The first one is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katau. Zulfa Katau. I think it's Zulfa Katau. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is historical fiction, and this follows a young Syrian woman as her life is upended by war. Then we have Bronze Drum. This is by Fong Nguyen, and this is historical fiction. And this is an epic tale about sisterhood and reclaiming land during war. And then we have Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres, and this is fantasy. And this is an epic adventure where two estranged sisters have the responsibility of protecting their magical family library. Then we have Beast of Extraordinary Circumstance by Ruth Emmy Lang, and this is fantasy. This is a whimsical and warm-hearted novel filled with lots of nods to different fairy tales. Then we have What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. This is a thriller. Haunted by a killer lie in their youth, a group of friends begins to unravel when one of them starts asking questions. Final Girls by Riley Sager. This is horror. And this is a slasher, a mystery, and a survival story all rolled into one. Upgrade by Blake Crouch. This is sci-fi. And this is about someone who is trying to dismantle unlawful genetic experiments. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, and this is sci-fi. And this is about one man's heroic space odyssey to save civilization. So quick check-in, that was 12 books that are on my TBR, but I have 15 that I've read, so we'll get into those now. The first one is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, and this is horror. And this is about a too good to be true Craigslist ad where she is going to be taking care of an apartment. The Magnolia Palace by Fiona Davis, and this is historical fiction. Intrigue, mystery, and betrayal swirl around the history of an infamous family. Long Bright River by Liz Moore, and this is mystery. And this is a gritty cop tale with the up-close and personal look at Philadelphia's opioid crisis and the lives that it destroys. White Horse by Erica T. Worth, and this is horror. A heavy metal indigenous woman who is determined to face the ghost of a family member who haunts her. The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi by Shannon Chakraborty. This is fantasy. This follows a retired lady pirate who is set out on last dangerous quest on the high seas. Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is fantasy. I actually DNF'd this one, but I kept it just for the cover. I know, that's horrible. And this is about two witchy women who try to escape their cursed fates. Oh, and this one I did go over more in depth in my July wrap-up. I'll link that below. This one I also have in my July wrap-up, which will be linked below. The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, and this is a thriller. A summer camp shuts down when 4 girls go missing, and then 15 years later they discover the reason why. Also read in July was Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This is horror. A woman inherits her creepy childhood home, and she finds out that it's haunted by more than just memories. The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. This one I read in August, so that will be in my August wrap-up, linked below. A midnight merchant who sells magical items on the black market goes on a dangerous quest for a magical lamp. Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas, and this one I read also in August. That will be in that wrap-up as well. Oh, did I say The Stardust Thief was fantasy? It's fantasy. This one was advertised as horror, but it's not really. It's more of a Western historical romance with very light horror. You can see my August wrap-up for more details on that if you missed it. And this one is about cowboys, forbidden romance, and a little bit of vampires. Then in September, I read The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa M. Matlin, and that will be in my September wrap-up, linked below. This is advertised as a thriller, however, it's more of a neighborhood drama. A couple move into a murder house, and weird things start to happen. Starling House by Alex E. Haro, and I read this one in October. That will be in my October wrap-up, linked below. In this one, we follow a caretaker who starts taking care of a Southern Gothic mansion, and she finds out that there's a little bit more going on there. Also read in October, I read The Family Game by Catherine Steadman. A newly engaged woman gets invited to her soon-to-be family's gatherings for some deadly games. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is sci-fi. I read this one in November, and that was in my November wrap-up. That will be linked down below. This is about the different choices you make and the different pathways in your life that can happen because of those choices. It explores the idea of the multiverse and regret versus gratitude. And then finally, the last book of the month book I have read so far is No Exit by Taylor Adams, and this is a thriller. I read this in December this month, so I will have my December wrap-up probably the first week of January. In this, we have 5 strangers that are trapped together in a blizzard, and one of them may be a psychopath. This was fun and twisty and really fast paced. Okay guys, that will wrap it up for my book of the month unboxing for December and my book of the month check-in. I started my book of the month subscription last year, 2022 sometime. I want to say maybe in the springtime. So not too bad that I've read more than I haven't read. Well, besides the 3 that I unhauled, I guess. So, but we won't count those, okay? We won't talk about that. But I am going to be reading The Kingdom of Sweets in December. I'll be able to add another one there. And in case you do not have book of the month, I'll link my description down below, my referral link. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, you can. I think you can get your first book for $5. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in tomorrow's video.